Hi everyone, Josh here from the tech department at Firstech. We're going to be going over an installation of remote start on this 2015 Ford F150. We'll go over the T-harness, tools needed, and let's get started. Let's go ahead and unbox some of these contents and show you what you're looking at. When you open up the box, you'll notice that you'll have the T-harness box, remote box, and the remote start box. Here, I've laid it out on the table for us. One, this is the remote start that comes out of the remote start box. Here are the harnesses that you'll be using in the vehicle. First harness is the one that goes to the gateway and then plugs into the controller. The other harness that you'll be using is the parking light harness or receiving, and the one that plugs into the parking light switch, plugs into the brain. Then you're gonna be programming remotes. You will need the antenna cable that plugs into the antenna. Comes with two-way remotes, about 3,000 foot of range. These are the contents in the box. Let's talk about the tools that you need to get this installation done. Here I have everything lined out in front of me to get this installation done. I have the install guide. You definitely need that because it's gonna have great pointers in there for you. We'll be using an 8mm socket with a ratchet. Panel tool, there's multiple panel tools out there that you could use. Your flush cuts, that way when you use these zip ties, you can cut them flush. That way with any other cutter, they don't leave something in there like a razor blade that'll cut you wide open. And if you're an installer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is what we need. Let's jump in this vehicle and get this job done. Before we get started inside the vehicle, let's go check out this hood pin connection that we're talking about in the installation guide. Okay, so what you're going to want to pay attention to is that you have a factory hood pin, which we have on here. If you don't, in the guide, we tell you to take these two wires right here because the connector is still there from the factory, and just go ahead and put a jumper wire in between both of them. And then voila, you're done. So getting inside this vehicle, we're going to locate a couple of different areas. Dash panel has to drop down. We have to locate what we call the gateway connector, which is basically, it looks like an OBD2 plug. We have two 8mm bolts. We'll use our ratchet and pull down these 8mm bolts and drop this gateway real quick. Okay, now that we've got the gateway connection down, what we're going to do is unplug the plug here from it. It is safe to do so. So we'll just unplug it and get it ready for our T-harness. We're going to go ahead and drop this panel here. You can use your trusty pry tool if you can't get it to unclip. My easiest point is right here to the left side. Just lift up. You notice how easy it popped. And then on the push to start side, right side of the steering wheel, it'll unclip here as well. And you have all your clips so you can get a general idea of what we were unclipping. And you can just let this panel hang here. So first connection we're going to start with is the actual parking light switch. What you're going to do is you'll locate the parking light switch on the back side of this panel here, unplug it, grab the harness that we provide for you, plug your OEM into the receiving plug, then plug your male plug back into the parking light. We talked about using zip ties to clean stuff up, so just route your wire with this, drop it through the hole, and zip tie it to the harness that's already here from the factory. So now that our parking light connection's done, we can go ahead and pop this panel back up like so. And we're gonna move over to making our gateway connection that we dropped down earlier in this video. So we unplugged the connector, it's still hanging here. Here's the harness that we provide for you. Go ahead and make that connection. Then before you mount this back up, plug into the back of it. The truck will make noise, but that's okay. It's just letting you know that everything's communicating okay. And then we can go ahead and plug our harnesses into our remote start and do our programming. Now that we finished our installation, let's go ahead and see how this remote start works. What you will be using is the one button that was provided, two-way LED. You'll hold the button on the remote for 2.5 seconds until it beeps at you. Once it remote starts, remember a two-way will give you an indication that it's remote started and running. Remember, you can always check out other videos from us at My First Tech on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.